Good morning, students. I am Shomajit sir. Today we'll start a fresh new chapter, that is evolution. And in this chapter of evolution, I'll teach the topic origin of life. So without any delay, let's start with the topic origin of life. So let's start. So let's start with the chapter evolution. Now, what is an evolution? Evolution is an orderly change from one form to another. Okay, so what is evolution? Evolution is an orderly change from one form to another. And evolutionary biology, what is evolutionary biology? Evolutionary biology is the study of history of life forms on earth. Okay, so the study of history of life forms on earth is called evolutionary biology. Next, let's see the topic origin of life. Now see, the Big Bang theory states that, so under the origin of life, there is a theory called Big Bang theory. So Big Bang theory states that universe originated about 20 billion years ago by a singular huge explosion. Okay, so what is a Big Bang theory? There was a single huge explosion, okay, about 20 billion years ago. So there is a Big Bang theory. Now, in the topic origin of life, the earth was formed about 4.5 billion years ago. So when was the earth formed? It was formed about 4.5 billion years ago, and there were no atmosphere on the earth. Okay, and water vapor, methane, carbon dioxide, ammonia. Okay, so ammonia released from molten mass covered the surfaces. Okay, so ammonia is released from molten mass which covered the surfaces. Next, we can see the UV rays from the sun broke up water. Okay, so these UV rays breaks down the water into hydrogen and oxygen. Now this oxygen combined with ammonia and methane to form water and carbon dioxide. And then the ozone layer was formed. As it cooled, the water vapor, okay, so when the ozone layer was formed, as well as when it cooled, the water vapor fell as rain to form oceans. Life appeared approximately or almost 4 billion years ago. Now let's move to the theory of origin of life. So you can see following theories are there for origin of life. There are 5 theories given here. The first one is theory of abiogenesis. Next is theory of biogenesis. Third is theory of panspermia. Fourth is theory of creationism. Fifth is theory of chemical evolution. So these are the 5 main theories of origin of life. So first one is theory of spontaneous generation or abiogenesis. Okay, so the first theory is theory of spontaneous generation, that is abiogenesis. So what does this theory tells? Okay, this theory tells that it states that life came out of decaying and rotten matter like straw and mud. So theory of abiogenesis or spontaneous generation said that life had came from decaying and rotting matters like straw and mud. Now we can see the theory of spontaneous generation, abiogenesis. You can see here Louis Pasteur disapproved abiogenesis theory. So who have disapproved abiogenesis theory? It is the Louis Pasteur. Okay, so he demonstrated that life comes only from pre-existing cells. Okay, so Louis Pasteur said that life come only from pre-existing cells, and it disapproved. Okay, so that means Louis Pasteur did not agree with the theory of spontaneous generation or abiogenesis. He disagreed or disproved the theory of abiogenesis theory. So who disproved the theory of spontaneous generation abiogenesis? It's the Louis Pasteur. He showed that life did not come from killed yeast, okay, in a closed pre-sterilized flux, but in an open flux life microbes appear. Okay, so he said that always life comes from the pre-existing life and not from the closed sterilized flux or killed yeast. Okay, so you can see there one diagram is given. You can see one vessel is being boiling, and if you wait, you can see no growth is there. Okay, and you can see same vessel, if I boil it and break the stem and then wait for, then it will show microbial growth. Next is theory of biogenesis. Okay, so it is proposed by Francisco Reddy, Spallanzani, and Louis Pasteur. So it states that life originates from pre-existing life. Okay, so it states that, so theory of biogenesis states that life originates from pre-existing life, but it does not explain origin of first life. So theory of biogenesis could not explain the origin of first life, but it states that life originated from pre-existing life. Next, the third theory is a cosmic theory, that is theory of panspermia. Okay, so next theory is cosmic theory, that is theory of panspermia. So it states that the unit of life, that is spores, were transferred to different planets including Earth. Okay, so they have said that the unit of life is spore, and these spores were transferred to different planets including the Earth. So next theory is the theory of spatial creation. So it states that living and non-livings were created by some supernatural powers, that is God. So according to the theory of spatial creation, they have said that a living and non-living thing were created by some spatial supernatural power, that is God. So next theory we can see the theory of chemical evolution. So this theory was proposed by Oparin and Halgan. So it states that the first form of life was originated from non-living, inorganic and organic molecules such as methane, ammonia, water, sugar, proteins, nucleic acids, etc. So that is abiogenesis first, but biogenesis ever since. Okay, so this chemical theory of evolution, it states that the first form of life was originated from non-living inorganic and organic molecules such as methane, ammonia, water, sugar, proteins and nucleic acids. So you can see the theory of chemical evolution. So in the theory of chemical evolution, there is an experiment given by Urey and Miller experiments. It's Urey and Miller experiments, so very important. So you can see the picture of the experiment. You can see Howard Urey and Stanley Miller experimentally proved theory of chemical evolution. They created a conditions like that of primitive Earth, that is high temperature, volcanic storms, reducing atmosphere with methane, ammonia, water and hydrogen. So you can see the theory of chemical evolution in the Miller experiment. They made electric discharge. You can see on top electric discharge. So they made electric discharge in a closed flux containing methane, ammonia, hydrogen and water vapor at 800 degrees Celsius. So as a result, some amino acids are formed. In similar experiments, other observed formation of sugar, nitrogen bases, pigments and fats. So you can see the experiment, the setup, you can see the electrodes, the spark discharge, the gases, you can see what are the gases taken, methane, ammonia, water, hydrogen. You can see the water out, the condenser, the water in, the water droplets, water containing organic compounds. You can see the boiling water. Okay, so this is experimental setup. Okay, so in the theory of origin of life, the first non-cellular forms of life originated 3 billion years ago. They were self-replicating metabolic capsules containing macromolecules like RNA, proteins, polysaccharides. Okay, so this was all about today's class. So thank you. So thank you, student. This was all about today's video lecture. Thank you.